It's easy to miss, but Bluey is quietly telling some of the most bizarre, heartbreaking, and oddly hilarious stories on kids' TV. 1. The boy in the wheelchair might be Bluey's quietest mystery. In Silent Game, there's a blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment that most viewers never notice. While Bandit walks through the city with Bluey and Bingo, a boy in a wheelchair rolls by in the background, accompanied by what appears to be his father. No one mentions him, and he doesn't appear in any major scene, but he's there. Unlike most characters in Bluey, he's not part of a game, not delivering a punchline, and not shown again. His presence is subtle, but it sticks. The show doesn't make a big deal out of it, which somehow makes it more powerful. It quietly adds a layer of reality to this animated world, one where kids with disabilities exist, just like they do in real life. Whether he was injured, born that way, or just passing through, the show lets him exist without needing to explain him. That alone makes this one of Bluey's most meaningful mysteries. 2. The Terriers Dad might be living on the street. There's a ragged dog sitting on the sidewalk in Silent Game, quietly asking for money. At first, he just seems like a background extra. But look closer. He has the same fur, markings, and face shape as the terrier triplets. We've never seen the terriers with a dad, only their mom. What if this isn't a coincidence? What if that's their father, now homeless and cut off from the family? It's a dark thought, but nothing in Bluey is random. If this theory is true, then the show just snuck in a gut-punching story about divorce, loss, and survival. 3. Cornelius might be the messiest ex in Bluey. Winton's dad, Cornelius, isn't just unlucky in love. His romantic history might be the most chaotic subplot in the show. In one episode, he's holding hands with a woman while eating ice cream. Just 2 episodes earlier, he was chatting up a completely different dog at the park. Later, he seems to be flirting with the terrier's mum, even checking his breath before talking to her. That's 3 possible girlfriends in a short span. Either Cornelius has serious commitment issues, or Bluey quietly gave us the most dramatic soap opera hidden behind the playground. 4. A butterfly secretly changed the healer's fate. Bingo once saved a tiny caterpillar during a backyard waterslide adventure. It seemed like a small moment until that same bug came back as a blue butterfly named Flappy. In the sign, Flappy flies straight into the healer family's car, forcing Chile to stop and look around. That pause leads them to the missing bride, which eventually saves their home from being sold. Without that winged little hero, the family might have packed up and moved out. 5. The enigmatic $5 note orchestrates fate. Within several episodes, a seemingly ordinary $5 note with a mysterious sticker weaves its way through the lives of Bluey, Cornelius, and a wandering busker. The note appears at crucial moments, connecting random scenes in an almost magical sequence of events. Bluey often holds it, only to pass it on as fate dictates. Cornelius's presence during the note's journey hints at untold secrets, while the busker uses it in a way that defies explanation. This enigmatic note is no mere prop. It is a silent orchestrator of destiny, undeniably mysterious. 6. ChatterMax might be hiding something. ChatterMax was meant to be a silly toy, but its random appearances across the house suggest something much weirder. It shows up behind vases, stuffed in kitchen cabinets, and even outside in someone else's yard. Nobody explains how it gets there, and no one ever seems to notice. If it's just forgotten, why is it placed so carefully? Like someone's trying to keep it out of sight? Maybe Bandit and Chile are hiding it for a reason. Or maybe ChatterMax isn't just a toy. It might be watching, waiting, and wandering on its own. 7. The healers might be hiding a crash. Bingo starts off using the same basic car seat as Bluey, even though she's younger. But by season 2, that seat quietly gets replaced with a much safer model. Nothing is said about it, but the timing raises questions. In Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound, we see Bingo in a hospital bed, with the whole family putting on a play to cheer her up. There's no clear reason why she's there, unless something happened off-screen. A minor car accident would explain both the upgrade and the hospital stay. If that's true, someone isn't telling us everything. 8. The healers were almost a family of 5. Early concept art revealed something strange. Chile standing with Bluey, Bingo, and a very noticeable baby bump. That third child never appears in the show, and no one ever mentions a thing about it. The idea might have been scrapped, but what if it wasn't? Some viewers claim to spot quiet clues, like extra space at the dinner table or glances that feel a little too knowing. Whether it was a lost plot or a future twist, the idea of a missing sibling quietly hangs over the healers like a forgotten chapter. 9. Chile's photo hints at a hidden past. In the sign, there's a quiet photo that changes everything. It shows Chile sitting alone near the Sydney harbour with a slight curve in her belly that's hard to ignore. The scene feels peaceful, but it doesn't add up. Why is she so far from Brisbane? And why does she look like she might be expecting? If this moment happened before Bluey was born, it could point to a major backstory the show has never addressed. Whatever happened in that photo, Chile clearly has a chapter she hasn't shared, not even with her kids. 10th, Bandit's childhood bully came back as a real estate agent. Long before Bucky wore a tie and started selling homes, he crushed 6-year-old Bandit's spirit with one comment. During a flashback in Dragon, Bandit remembers how much he loved drawing cars, until Bucky told him they looked nothing like cars. That one insult was enough to make him quit drawing entirely. Years later, Bucky shows up again, now trying to sell Bandit's family home in the sign. The tension on Bandit's face says it all. This isn't just a house sale. It's a grown man being haunted by the kid who broke his confidence. And now, he's got keys. 11th, Missy's family secret is hiding in plain sight. Every child in Bluey looks like their parents, except Missy. She's an Australian Terrier, but her mom is clearly a Shiba Inu. That detail alone suggests something quietly meaningful. Missy might be adopted. It explains why she clings to her mother in Pass the Parcel, and why she struggles with fear and confidence in pirates. Her hesitation doesn't come from shyness. It might come from a deeper sense of not always feeling safe or certain. Bluey never says it out loud, but Missy's story might be more emotional than anyone realized. 12th, Buddy has a secret life of crime. If you watch closely, you'll notice that Buddy isn't just hanging around for fun, he's on a mission. Across several episodes, he sneaks into the kitchen, climbs up using whatever he can find, and digs his paw straight into the yogurt. He never speaks, never gets caught, and never shares. It's not just one scene, it's a full-on yogurt crime spree unfolding quietly in the background, while everyone else is dealing with life lessons and emotional growth. Buddy's running his own dairy-fueled heist series. Honestly, someone needs to check that fridge. 13. Winton's masterpiece was saved by chaos. Winton spends most of the handstand episode quietly rebuilding a tall block tower that keeps getting knocked over. The reason? Missy keeps crashing her toy cart right into it without even noticing. It happens again and again, until Rusty unknowingly blocks her path while chasing a shuttlecock. That one random moment finally gives Winton enough peace to finish his tower. The other kids celebrate it like magic, but the truth is hidden in the background. One kid's chaos, another kid's timing, and a silent rescue that made a bulldog's dream come true. 14th, Winton's love life might be cursed. Poor Winton keeps trying to get closer to Coco, but the results are always the same: mild rejection and uncomfortable silences. In several episodes, he tries to impress her or stay near her, only for Coco to shut him down or flat out scold him. There's no kindness, no spark, just a quiet pattern of heartbreak. Strangely enough, his dad seems to have the same problem. Cornelius bounces between failed relationships like he's stuck in a loop. Maybe it runs in the family. Or maybe Winton's just trapped in a love story that was never meant to start. 15. The busker might be hiding in plain sight. In both market and dance mode, a cheerful street performer shows up with his instruments and a surprisingly familiar $5 note. What most people miss is that this busker isn't just a random extra. He's a quiet tribute to Joff Bush, the real-life composer behind Bluey's entire soundtrack. The same note keeps reappearing in his hat, almost like it belongs to him. He plays on the street, in the park, even during major emotional scenes. He's not just background noise, he's the musical heartbeat of the show, hidden behind a hat and a humble melody. 16. Captain and Mia are clearly more than friends. In Barky Boats, something starts to bloom between Captain and Mia, even if no one's saying it out loud. He shows up wherever she is, tries a little too hard to be cool, and clearly wants her attention. By the time we reach Curry Quest and Cricket, they're practically joined at the hip, talking closely, playing together, and sharing quiet little moments in the background. It's never confirmed, but the signs are hard to miss. While the main story moves forward, these two are building a slow-burn romance right under everyone's nose. 17. Stripe and Trixie might be headed for trouble. In Facey Talk, Stripe and Trixie argue so loudly that Bandit has to mute the call. They're supposed to be discussing Muffin's tablet meltdown, but the fight quickly turns personal. The tension doesn't stop there. It shows up again during The Sign, right in the middle of a wedding reception. What makes it worse is Muffin's reaction. She doesn't flinch, cry, or even look surprised. That kind of calm only comes from hearing it too often. For a couple surrounded by family, Stripe and Trixie might be drifting apart in plain view. 18. Rusty accidentally creates chaos with a shuttlecock. While most kids are busy with party games in handstand, Rusty and Pat are locked into their own private private match, batting a shuttlecock back and forth through the kitchen window like it's the most serious sport in the world. The shuttlecock ends up flying all over the place, even landing inside the fridge without anyone noticing. Rusty keeps jumping through windows like a secret agent on a mission, completely unaware that his game is messing with everything around him. He's not just playing badminton, he's rewriting the laws of household physics one hit at a time. 19. The birds are telling the same story. In episodes like Rain, Trampoline, and Curry Quest, a second family quietly appears in the background, and they aren't dogs. A group of magpies keeps showing up, living through almost the exact same struggles as the healers. When Bandit has to leave for work, the mother bird also flies off, leaving her chicks behind. During storms, both families huddle together for comfort. These moments aren't random. They're running in perfect sync with the main story, like a silent mirror. The healers may be the focus, but the birds are living the same drama, feather by feather. 20. Pretzels' silence reveals something deeper. In Calypso, while the class builds castles and plays make-believe, Pretzel quietly sits by himself with no one inviting him in. It isn't played for drama, and no one even mentions it, but that's exactly what makes it hit harder. Pretzel is clearly the new kid, unsure how to join in or where he belongs. The episode doesn't hand him a solution, it simply shows the quiet, lonely side of starting over. While everyone else plays, Pretzel waits. It's a soft moment, but it captures something very real, being left out without anyone noticing. 21st. Winton was building more than just blocks. During Handstand, Winton quietly works on a tower made from toy blocks while chaos unfolds around him. Over and over, his creation gets knocked down, usually by accident, and no one ever helps or even notices. Still, he keeps rebuilding, like a little bulldog on a mission. Finally, near the end of the episode, his tower stands tall. The moment the others see it, they cheer like it just appeared out of nowhere. But Winton earned that celebration. While the party rolled on without him, he stayed focused and built his own moment of glory. 22. Bluey secretly holds on to her first love. In camping, Bluey meets Jean-Luc, and even though he leaves, that connection clearly stays with her. Much later, in episodes like Show and Sleepy Time, a quiet detail appears. A drawing of Jean-Luc and Bluey side by side, almost holding hands. It's sweet, but also strangely emotional. She never talks about him again, yet those pictures say everything. It isn't just a random memory, it's her way of keeping him close. While everyone thinks she moved on, her art quietly reveals the truth. Bluey didn't forget him. She simply turned her feelings into crayons and paper. 23rd. Stripe's microwave fail might say more than you think. Throughout Handstand, Stripe trays again and again to heat up a meat pie, but something keeps going wrong. Every time he checks, it's still cold. Meanwhile, the chaos of the birthday party spins around him, completely unnoticed. By the 6th attempt, Bandit finally figures it out. Stripe's been pressing the defrost button the whole time. It's a funny moment, but also oddly revealing. Stripe doesn't ask for help, doesn't question the result, just keeps trying the same thing. It's not just a cooking fail, it's the most relatable breakdown in the middle of family life. 24. Calypso might be running the whole show. Calypso doesn't need to shout, demand attention, or lead from the front. In every school-based episode, whether it's Calypso, Barky Boats, or Library, she stays in the background, letting the kids explore their problems while quietly guiding things from the edges. It's easy to miss just how much influence she really has. While other adults in the series are often loud or clumsy, Calypso barely lifts a paw, yet somehow manages to nudge each student in exactly the right direction. She never solves their problems for them, and she never gets in the way. But by the end of the episode, her students have grown, emotionally, socially, and sometimes even spiritually. Her teaching style looks like silence, but it's actually strategy. Whether it's helping a child find confidence or encouraging teamwork without a single lecture, Calypso's quiet wisdom might make her one of the most powerful characters in Bluey, because she never needs to say a word to shape a life. From secret love stories to mystery cash and emotional breakdowns disguised as gags, Bluey really went all in on the hidden layers. Which theory shocked you the most? Or do you think we're reading too much into it? Comment your hot take, smash that subscribe button, and we'll be back with even more cartoon conspiracies.